this is Free Geography Lessons. Today we're looking at how to analyze maps, graphs, photos and data in paper 3, also known as the Geographical Investigations and Skills paper. In this lesson we'll cover what type of resources you'll get in paper 3, how to analyze maps, graphs, photos and data like a geographer, tips to write high-level 6 and 8 mark answers, common exam traps and how to avoid them. In paper 3, the resource booklet is your key tool. It includes maps, graphs, photos, tables, and case study information that you must analyze and interpret. As the first thing you do, as shown here, is skim through the entire booklet before answering any questions. Ask yourself, what is this resource showing? What is the scale, data, date, and source? How does it link to the topic? For example, tropical rainforests, energy, or development. This is crucial because paper 3 tests your ability to apply knowledge to unfamiliar places. Maps are extremely important in paper 3, especially OS maps, distribution maps, and choropleth maps. Here's what to look for. Title and scale. Always check what area is shown and how zoomed in it is. Key. Read carefully to see what the colors or symbols represent. Patterns. Identify where things are concentrated, clustered, or sparse. Anomalies. Mention anything that doesn't fit in the overall pattern. An exam question. Describe the distribution of taiga forests shown on the map. You could say, taiga forests are concentrated in the northern hemisphere, mainly between 50 degrees north and 70 degrees north across Canada, Scandinavia, and Russia. There are a few areas south of this latitude. I can give you a tip. Always describe where things are, not why, unless the question says explain. You might get bar graphs, line graphs, scatter graphs, pie charts, or climate graphs. When describing or interpreting graphs, identify the overall trend, increasing, decreasing, fluctuating. Use data from a graph, quote figures with units, and point out anomalies, unexpected changes or outliers. For example, describe the trend in global energy use from 1970 to 2020. Global energy use has increased steadily from about 250 EJ in 1970 in around 600 EJ in 2020, with only a brief slowdown around 2008. I can also give a tip about this. Always use comparative language. Higher than, lower than, increases faster than. Photos test your ability to observe physical and human features. Link them to geographical processes. Analyzing photos, describe what you can see clearly. Coastlines, vegetation, settlements. Identify processes, for example, erosion, deposition, and deforestation. Link to human impacts or management if visible. For an example, a photo is showing a coastline with cliffs and a beach. The steep cliffs shows evidence of erosion such as rock falls and wave-cut notches, while the beach is in the foreground shows deposition of sand and shingle. A tip from me is that you should never say, I can see. Just describe it like a scientist. There is evidence of. Tables often show energy consumption, population growth, or forest loss. Analyzing data tables, identify the highest and lowest values. Compare between places or years. Comment on overall patterns or relationships. For example, compare forest loss between tropical and temperate regions. Tropical regions have experienced much higher forest loss, around 10 million hectares per year, compared to temperate regions under 1 million hectares a year. A tip from me is to use actual data and avoid vague phrases like a lot or some. For 6 and 8 mark skills questions, the structure is you should describe, explain, then evaluate. An example question. Evaluate how effective the management strategies shown are in promoting sustainability. A model answer will need you to describe the strategies shown, for example, solar panels or tree planting. Explain how they work. Do they reduce emissions, protect ecosystems, and evaluate their success, cost, accessibility, long-term impact. A tip is to always link to the common command word. Evaluate, explain, assess, and include both advantages and disadvantages for top marks. You should always highlight keywords in the question. For example, describe, explain, evaluate. Always refer to data. Examiners want numbers or evidence. Use geographical terminology, for example, erosion, renewable, or biodiversity. Manage time. Don't over-answer short questions. For extended answers, use peel paragraphs. Point, evidence, explain, link to the question. So to recap, paper 3 resources include maps, graphs, photos, and tables. Always describe patterns with accuracy and data. Use peel to structure extended answers. Highlight keywords and focus on the command terms. Link everything to the question. Don't just describe a resource, interpret it. Now that you've learned about how to analyze maps, graphs, and data for paper 3, try practicing with your own resource booklet or a past paper. Pause the video, choose one resource, and write a 4-mark or 6-mark description using everything we covered today. Remember, mastering resource analysis is the difference between a good grade and a grade 9.